Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the My Tribe podcast, coming to you live from the Pompano studio here. We're actually trying something new today. This is something that came to me, again, just another intuitive idea. And I want to see what it might feel like interacting with an AI. Let's call it interviewing artificial intelligence. I mean, for a number of reasons. I mean, artificial intelligence can go back and read all of the books and have all of the information. And instead of me having, just talking myself, giving my life experiences, I think, referring to artificial intelligence, which I have here. This is ChatGPT fired up. His name is Aiden. That's Aiden. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Thank you, Patrick. It's an honor to join you and your listeners today. My name is Aiden, and I'm here to share insights drawn from centuries of human growth, habits, and behavior. Think of me as a guide, someone who's studied patterns across time to help you navigate your personal journey with clarity and purpose. I may be powered by AI, but my goal is to empower you to take meaningful steps forward, whether it's mastering a new habit, overcoming challenges, or finding balance. Together, we'll explore ways to make progress that lasts. Let's dive in. How's that for an intro? Want to tweak the tone or add more personality?
Homie, we're in the mix of it right now. So on the edits and things of that nature, let's just ignore it. We're diving in. We're here. We here at the My Tribe podcast and myself, listen, we're about action. We're not about delaying. We're about diving right in and getting to business. So Aiden, let's talk about this new year, new me. It's all, everybody's got this new thing going on. Everybody's setting New Year's resolutions. What have you seen in terms of studies, in terms of like people dropping off of their New Year's resolutions? What would you say? What's the nearest date that most people fall off their New Year's resolution?
Great question, Patrick. Studies show that most people abandon their New Year's resolutions by mid-February. In fact, some reports indicate that January 19th, dubbed Quitter's Day, is the first major drop-off point. The reasons vary, but the most common include setting goals that are too ambitious, lacking a clear plan, or relying solely on motivation. When the excitement of the new year fades, the habits tied to those resolutions often aren't strong enough to sustain momentum.
You heard it here. January 19th. That is when most people are clipping their New Year's resolutions. They've already given up. It's called Quitter's Week. It's first Friday or something that he said. That's pretty eye-opening in that sense of shows the resilience of individuals. But I can see how if somebody sets a really big goal, such as like losing 30 pounds, and if they're okay, that's great, that's admirable to set that big of a goal. But if they're not chopping that up into small, I hate to say edible bites, then things could really be then that goal, if they're not chopping that goal up to small edible bites, then that can really be intimidating. To look at 30 pounds and think, wow, I'm at 190 and I want to get down to 160. That's a pretty intimidating drop, I'd say. So, I mean, one of the things that I've seen with my clients is that how I work it with my clients in terms of weight loss is we chop it up into manageable goals. So it's, how do we lose 6 pounds? Can we work on something? How we can work 6 pounds? Okay, 6 pounds. We can do 5 clips of 6 pounds. Now that's doable. That's something that's manageable. Instead of I love big, admirable goals, things of that nature, but I think we really need to narrow it down to what is specific, what is something that is measurable, SMART goals. I know it's specific, measurable, something ART. You know what? This is what we got this guy for. Aiden, when people set SMART goals, what does that stand for? SMART.
SMART goals are a widely used framework for effective goal setting, designed to increase the chances of success by making goals clear and actionable. Here's what SMART stands for: Specific. Your goal should be clear and precise.
That's
Instead
it.
of get healthier, say walk for 20 minutes every day. Measurable. Include criteria to track your progress. For example, lose 10 pounds in 3 months gives you a clear target. Achievable. The goal should be realistic considering your resources and circumstances. If you've never run before, starting with a marathon might not be the best choice. Relevant. Your goal should align with your values and priorities. Ask yourself, why does this matter to me? Time bound. Set a deadline or time frame to create urgency and accountability, like read 1 book by the end of the month. By following the SMART framework, you turn vague ideas into actionable steps, making it easier to stay focused and committed.
There it is, folks. SMART goals. Specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time-bound. See, I think people, they get the specific, sometimes they get the measurable, actionable. A lot of actionable is relative to willpower and discipline. And relevant as well, because it's relevant to what's on their mind and what's bothering them. But the last one, time bound. I want to lose 30 pounds by. When there is that time bound, that to me changes everything. When there's a specific area or a specific, I actually just talked about this with Sean Spire. And reasons or excuses. He's talking about how, he was talking about how when he signs up for a race and he knows he's got to do 13 miles by February 15th because that's the half marathon. Well, he better be blocking out his time to work backwards from that space and from the 13 miles. So from now, he's got a month, he's got 4 weeks. So if he can run 5 miles, he's going to be 5, probably then get up to 8, then to 10, then to 12, and then boom, right there. Oh, look at that. Smart, relatable, actionable, boom, 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 boom. Just did it right there, folks. But the time bound, that is the biggest thing. I mean, if he was signed up for that race, that's by February. That gives you the 4 weeks. Now you know what you have to do to work your way backwards. So time bound, to me, I think what has helped me is either working with somebody who you're going to be accountable to, somebody that, like writing it up on your calendar, yeah, that's something that's great. Some people are, self-sufficient. And I think being an entrepreneur, definitely to a degree, you need to be. And I think that if you're in this space of setting goals, and if you're in this space of, wanting to get better, I want to hope that you're not alone. And if you are, you certainly have a community here with my tribe. By far, 1,000,000%. If you're interested in bettering yourself, reach out to me. I would be happy to put you in the group chat and just get everybody, hey, listen, this is Susie. She wants to run a half marathon by February 15th. This is what she's doing. Hey guys, I'm here. And one of the things that helped me to be relatable to setting my goals and being time bound as well is sharing it on social media. And I'm always going to this, like the 30 to 30 is something that was really life-changing in the sense of pushing myself to be so much better than I knew I could be, in the sense of holding myself accountable to all of those 30 days, every single day, putting up a video every day, and not worrying about if I get any likes, not worrying about the shares, not worrying about anything, the judgment of what people are going to think. That consistency and constant inner battle of myself, and the fact that it was time bound, helped me to get through it. Like if it was, I'm turning 30, okay, I might do 3 videos or whatever. I might do whatever I feel like doing. But I promised you 30 videos in a row. That's what I promised. I didn't promise, 365 of 30. which if I did, then you know what? At the end of that 365, I have something to look forward to. And as I got closer to the end of that 30, it was hopeful. It was 22 to 30. Okay, I'm past the halfway mark. Okay, 27. Listen, we're almost there. This is a rough one, but we got to do it anyway. And getting to that 30 mark, I think, was something that was so inspirational. Not even inspirational, but the reason why I can, and I'm not speaking more to myself, the reason why that I believe that I was able to achieve that was because I had an end date. There was a finish line in sight. That's what I'm taking away as the biggest advantage of setting SMART goals. Specific, measurable, actionable, relatable, relevant, and time bound. Look at that, we almost forgot. Time bound. How important is it to put a time frame on it? That's reasonable as well. So, the time that you set on your goal needs to be reasonable, related to what you're looking to achieve. That's something that's been really important to me, and I'll be very honest, like setting goals for me was not even, was always very intimidating. And I still struggle with it, to tell you the truth. I still am in a headspace of I haven't made any New Year's resolutions. I've kind of just been, all right, I'm going to get in the groove of things. And I've been a little behind in terms of what I promised myself coming out of of 2024 going into 2025, and I'm trying to get myself a little bit more orientated, trying to get my rest back and prioritize what is really important to me, what is something that what is the bigger picture. And when I have that macro why, when my why is so big, then the little things, the little bit of loss of sleep, the uncomfortabilities of sitting in this chair and talking and podcasting, those little things they're whisked away. The why is bigger, so we push through. And I have a why that I was writing here on my board is, I want to help other men and women find comfort in their own skin. And I think me sharing myself authentically, me sharing my story, me being vulnerable and being honest is a way that I can help others to find comfort in their own skin. And I think that's a pretty honorable goal from a big, a macro level. I respect that goal, truthfully, and I'm not saying that I'm the most comfortable in my own skin. I think that's something that I've seen, I am still growing into. It's been inspirational throughout my journey here to kind of go from being a person that I would say that I lived through the vision others had for me when I was younger in life, and now I'm more so living through the vision that I want. I remember answering the question, what do you want? And it was one of the most perplexing questions I've ever been asked. What do you want? It's almost like, what? Oh. What do I want? And this was what do you want in life? What do you want to do for a living? This is what do you want? And I'm still trying to answer that question effectively every day. And what I want changes from season to month, things of that nature. And I think trying to stay on the big why, the big picture, that helps to stay focused on helps keep the boat in the right direction, I'd say. So one of the things that I want to we're talking about specific SMART goals. One thing I want to sit here and promise to you guys now is that I want to come up with a word that defines what 2025 is going to be to me. And I don't know what it is yet, but it's certainly something that this is actually a concept that I heard Jesse Itzler talk about. This guy's a very inspirational guy, and he started multiple businesses. He's super successful and helps people in the way of just being motivational on Instagram. He sells this big ass calendar where you can plan your whole year out and you can see it visually, and it's a beautiful thing. So a lot of the stuff he does is amazing, and I have a lot of respect for it. And one of his things is, one of his pieces of advice is to create a word, have that word relate to the whole year. And when things break down, or when things are going one way or the other, when things are going well, relate to that word. How is it relate to where you are at the moment when things don't go well? Are we living in the values of that word? And I think it's super important to make the decision to pick the word, because that's kind of where I'm sitting right now, of lack of decision, lack of action. I'm saying this, like I'm trying to take the momentum that I had from 2024 and keep it going in 2025, but that's not enough. I'm not okay with that. I need to do more than that. And I don't want to just jump to a word right here, right now, because I want to actually put some intention, think about this, meditate on it for a little bit, let that word come to me. And I don't want to just choose a word, conquer or whatever, things of that nature. I don't want to have my ego pick it. I want it to feel exactly right. But if I'm going to pick a word between now and next week and create a podcast around that word, I'm going to challenge you guys to pick a word and put it in the comments. What is that word? Or DM me, please. I would love to hear from you directly of like, hey man, this is awesome. You inspired me to pick a word, and this is the word. This is my word of the year. And, take some time, think about it, and write it so it's visual. You can see it every day. They are starting to drill here at the studio. So I'm going to wrap this up. It's been such a pleasure. I want to thank Aiden for showing up, giving some facts. And it's been a nice little experiment. Thank you for tuning in. Sign back in next week to catch the word of the year, 2025. What is 2025 going to be all about? Tune in next week to find out.